Good morning, and welcome to your daily morning horoscope for Friday, 16th January 2026 Aries. Whatever task or chores you may have to perform today are likely to go much quickly and efficiently. Your level of common sense is high, as is your physical energy. Success is strongly indicated in any kind of enterprise you take on today, so don't be afraid to try anything, no matter how outrageous it may seem. By the way, don't be surprised if other people come to you for advice. Taurus, you generally tend to have a high level of perseverance. No matter how difficult a task may seem to you today, it should go smoothly, but particularly if it doesn't involve in-depth study or research of some kind. Your thinking is especially clear and down to earth today, and your common sense is operating at a very high level. Get to whatever needs to be done today, and there won't be any loose ends left for tomorrow. Gemini, dreams should shed light on some personal ambiguities you've been trying to understand. Your thinking is particularly clear and logical, and work should therefore be a snap. Money matters should go fairly smoothly today, particularly if paperwork or legal documents are involved. You should have practical insights that are stronger than usual, especially regarding finance, and so you could end the day feeling more than satisfied that you have accomplished everything. Cancer, dreams of all kinds could have you working on with partners or friends and could go especially smoothly today. As your thinking is especially sharp, clear and logical, you and your friend are in an especially strong place right now, with trust and respect between you at an all-time high. Social events could bring stimulating discussions and stronger bonds between you and others, so work hard and enjoy every minute of it. Leo, today could be one of these days when you look around the house and think, what a mess. You might then decide to give a whole place thorough cleaning. This is fine, as long as you don't try to do it alone. Get others in the household to help you out. You've been working very hard lately, and if you get too tired, you could as well be very short with everyone and be very poor company. So please, pace yourself. Virgo, letters or phone calls could come today reaffirming the confirmed success you've been enjoying and presenting you new opportunities. Your mind should be in a very good space to consider anything new that comes your way, and your common sense is high, so you're apt to see all sides of it. Therefore, whatever you have to think about, trust yourself. You tend to be innately practical and efficient, but today you're even more so. Libra, you may have been especially interested in promoting your general health for a while, and today you could finally start that nutrition and exercise program you've been thinking about. You're likely to come up with a plan that is more than workable, since your thinking is more clear and logical now. Others might be inspired to join you. Whatever work you do should be accomplished quickly and skillfully. Use your energy to get as much done as possible. Scorpio, today should prove a busy day on all levels. Inspiration for creative projects, particularly writing, should come to you in profusion, as you might produce results that could surprise you. Communication with loved ones is particularly clear, open and honest today. You will be able to clear up a few matters that may have been bothering you and those close to you. Children could prove a very strong source of support and entertainment, so please enjoy. Sagittarius, generally you tend to let paperwork go, but today the necessity of handling budgeting and finance matters may force you to sit down and get it all done. Where money and other resources are concerned, you're apt to be especially practical and efficient, so don't be surprised if you sail right through it and get it done. Other paperwork such as your own writing should go equally well. Afterwards, treat yourself to a nice dinner in your favorite restaurant. Capricorn, today sensitivity combines with mental astuteness to bring about innate practicality and efficiency to the state of mind. You'll probably have more than just one chance to make use of this, whether it relates to work you do at home, you're helping out a friend, or you're working with a group. Family members and others find it easy to communicate with you and might come to you with matters they need to sort out, so enjoy the day. Aquarius, today's sensitivity combines with a strong psychic level on the verbal one, so expect some telepathic flashes. Practicality and common sense combined with intuition today will make you feel especially creative. A number of ideas for new projects could cross your mind, and you'll want to write them down for later. However, there might be so many and won't be able to decide which one to go for. Ask your friends for some input. Pisces, your innate practicality and common sense are apt to be called into action on behalf of a group that you're affiliated with. Some of them may be feeling muddled, and you're the only one who has what it takes right now to see the matter through. Your own goals could be advanced today because of increased focus and clear thinking. Overall, this should be a great day to work on projects of your own. This has been your daily morning horoscope for Friday, 16th January 2026. Do have yourself a great, blessed, and wonderful day.
What do you know? I'm wearing my Bonjour shirt today. Yeah, I'm wearing my Bonjour shirt. It's been a while, It's good quality. I had it some time now. It was from the Long Walk to Freedom concert. So yeah, it's Friday though. So you know what that means. Yeah, I'm repping today as the real Rasta baby, which I am indeed. And you can check, you can go down a little bit, check the sandals. Yeah. Yeah, we're doing it. So this is a Friday attitude around here. But welcome to Friday, guys. WTF. Let's go over to our news department. We'll be back.
Good morning. We start with news that for the first time in 5 years, St. Lucia is seeing a significant downturn in deadly violence, with the Royal St. Lucia Police Force announcing that 2025 ended with the lowest homicide count since 2020. A drop officials are crediting to relentless investigative work and targeted operations that they vow to intensify in the year ahead.
Island-wide, we would have recorded 70 homicides for 2025. Out of that figure, in 24 of these incidents, persons have been arrested and charged. Additionally, I want to say that we have all but solved a further 6 of these 70 homicides, save for the fact that we have not been able to effect arrest in these matters. One that comes quickly to mind is the homicide on Carnival, was it Carnival Monday? That homicide, we have identified the suspects in that matter, but they continue to elude arrest.
Law enforcement officials say the decline reflects sustained investigative work and targeted operations. The police leadership reaffirmed their commitment to maintaining pressure on violent crime while encouraging increased public cooperation. The United Workers' Party has raised serious questions regarding the Memorandum of Understanding between St. Lucia and the United States following the Prime Minister's national address on January 11th. While the government insists the MOU is non-binding and does not require St. Lucia to accept any third country nationals or deportees, the UWP says the agreement still demands clarification. Party officials are questioning why the MOU required cabinet approval and a national announcement if it imposes no obligations. The UWP is calling for transparency on key issues, including the timeline of discussions with the U.S., the definition of third country nationals, security and background checks, potential financial and social costs, and which agencies would manage any responsibilities under the framework. They are also seeking details on the duration of the agreement, exit provisions, and any benefits St. Lucia might gain. The party stresses its support for international cooperation but insists that decisions of this magnitude must involve timely disclosure and democratic consultation. According to the UWP, transparency is not an inconvenience, it is the foundation of good governance, and the people of St. Lucia deserve to be included in the process from the start and not after decisions are announced. Police crackdowns on cannabis cultivation are escalating across St. Lucia, igniting controversy at a critical moment as the country edges closer to full cannabis legalization. With enforcement intensifying while promised reforms remain unfinished, farmers and law enforcement now find themselves on a collision course, raising sharp questions about timing, trust, and the true direction of national policy.
While strides are being made in a particular direction with regards to the decriminalization of cannabis, that has not been settled. As far as I know, there are no legally registered ganja, cannabis, marijuana farmers in St. Lucia. The cultivation of marijuana, ganja, cannabis, whatever name we want to apply to it, up to this point is not legalized.
The issue has reignited frustration within the cannabis community, particularly among Rastafarians who claim they are being disproportionately affected. The project management unit of the Millennium Highway and West Coast Road Reconstruction Project has condemned the theft and destruction of a major road safety billboard near the cul-de-sac roundabout. The 40-foot billboard, part of the project's road safety public education campaign, was forcibly dismantled and discarded last weekend, so its plywood backing and supporting frame could be stolen. The installation had been strategically placed along the project corridor to maximize visibility to motorists and to pedestrians. The billboard featured a key road safety message developed in collaboration with soca artist Ricky T and Stratosphere Music, following the temporary donation of the advertising space after the December general election. The project officials say the theft undermines efforts to reduce road accidents and save lives. The PMU is urging anyone with information on the incident to contact the Royal St. Lucia Police Force, while reaffirming its commitment to promoting responsible road use across St. Lucia. These are your top stories. Thanks for watching. Good morning.
Thank you, guys. Let's take a break. We'll be back. Good time. I don't know about you, but you hear that a lot. You know, the High Commission representing St. Lucia in there, in this and that. You know, and sometimes we are just so not in tune. Can we hear that? But who are they? What is their mission? What are they doing? You know, how are they? You know, merging. You know, this relationship. What is going on over there? So I said, you know what? My curiosity get the best of me. We went in for one interview, but then I said, listen, I understand that, and that interview is going to come later, but I really want to know what it is. What is the High Commission to the UK, St. Lucia High Commission to the UK? What does that mean? Well, educate me a little bit. And my good friend Angela said, okay, let me give you a little insight. And here it is. I'm here with Angela St. Dennis, a wonderful, absolutely amazing, very forward thinking, very active, very instrumental St. Lucian woman, you know, and I've connected with Angela a very long time ago, probably even before St. Lucia knew I existed in St. Lucia. I connected with Angela at the CYEN.
CYEN.
Right.
Yes.
She was
yes,
there.
Yes.
I was trying to get myself engaged in some sort of meaningful way, and I always remember what stood out when I interacted with Angela in that department. Angela was just the go-getter, you know, the one that made things happen. And I remember I was looking at her and saying, oh man, I wasn't cut out for this. This young lady is just too much advice. Like, seamlessly, you could tell that she was just made for, you know, bringing stuff together and getting stuff done. And that was evident from back then. So I don't know if I've ever told you that before, Angie, but I'm saying it now, that, you know, whatever role that you end up in, I just know that it's going to be done with excellence. So, I mean, the fact that you're now here, you're part of the High Commission, the St. Lucia High Commission to the UK, as PR, I just know, you know, that role is going to be, the mandate and the role is going to be held with honor. So I am very, very grateful that we are able to catch up with you. I'm honored that I have that link from back then that I can now draw on and I can get the information that I need. I mean, no apologies, you know, no shame in the game.
I know.
Let's talk a little bit.
So just two things though, before you get started.
Sure.
Yes. So one is, what you're doing right now shows the strength of building relationships. Absolutely. Because at the time we build this relationship, but you just don't know where it's going to go. Absolutely. So it has to be something genuine that you maintain. We may not speak all the time, but we can call on each other for various things. And the second thing is, thanks for giving me the PR title, but I'm actually the PA, admin assistant to the High Commission of St. Lucia to the UK.
Great.
Yes.
Well, that's even better.
Yes,
well,
yes.
That's great. Great. Now, let's just reiterate again, because I think many a time we see commissions and we hear of, okay, that's the person representing St. Lucia in this district or this department or this island or this area. Mm-hmm. But half of the time, I think a lot of us, and I say us because I am also included, not too sure what these commissions are about. What are they set up to do? What is the main goal? How often do we get to connect as to if the mandate is being met? You know, these sort of things. We just know, well, there's a commission up there and that's that, and we don't get into the regular person don't get into all of the, you know, the details as to why we have these bodies. So I want us to first go there because we have other things to talk about, which is good, which means, again, you've been doing some good work because now I have been drawn into that light again to get information, which didn't happen before. So let's talk a little bit about the body, the commission. What is the mandate? What do you guys aim in being over there representing St. Lucia?
So in a nutshell, the High Commission of St. Lucia to the United Kingdom is the official representative of the government of St. Lucia. So we're essentially an arm of the government under the Ministry of External Affairs.
Right.
And so we represent the interests of the government here, whether it be with the United Kingdom government, with international organizations, with private entities, with the diaspora, any sort of engagement, but essentially that representative. So we're a piece of St. Lucia in the UK.
Right. Now, I want to go further because now you're schooling me. So I have to make sure I get it right. So when I go back, I'm not speaking out of turn. Right. School me in terms of some of the things that's been championed as a direct result of that representation. Some of the things championed in the past under that banner.
So what I can say specifically for the High Commission, so we're involved in connecting entities, foreign governments, friendly governments, as we would say, with initiatives. In this particular interview, I wouldn't want to pinpoint specific activities. As a matter of fact, the High Commission soon will be releasing some videos related to the work that we do.
Nice.
In the first instance, we'll be releasing a conversation with our staff talking about the work of the High Commission, specifically as it relates to consular services. And then in the second instance, we'll be talking about the other types of work, because we do work that is public facing, so those are consular work, and then we do that kind of work that isn't necessarily public facing, so that might be a negotiation with a government or negotiations as part of an international organization. So when those two conversation comes out, the general public will have a better understanding of the work that we do.
Right, and just for insight, when those happen, where can would they be broadcasted on our national station? Where can we find them?
Yes. So we will start to release them on our YouTube page. So the High Commission has a YouTube page. You can look for HCSLU on YouTube. And we will also be supplying it to the National Television Network. And at the moment, we will also supply it to Calabash TV. We've established a relationship with Bernard Fanis, and we've started that exchange. So if persons would have been following, they would have seen International Men's Day conversation that has been released. We had a conversation that we sponsored with Dr. Joachim Jimmy. He's a urologist and andrologist, a St. Lucian at that, and it focused on men's health and well-being. And we also had a conversation around just men and redefining what strength was, what health and well-being is. And there were two conversations that were held, one around raising boys and one around just men and strength. And that formed part of an initial activity we had for International Men's Day. Earlier in the year, we had one for women where we featured Minel sharing her experiences with women. Wow. And it was a tremendous success. And one of the things we found is we're always doing things for women, and men had not been highlighted, and strength and health, which has come into focus, has not been highlighted. So the High Commission took on that task and put on this event, which was well received. We have released the conversation around boys on our page. So if anyone looks at our YouTube page, they will be able to find it. And we will soon be releasing the conversation that was held around men.
Right. One might
That's
say
just some of the things we've done. Another thing I wanted to mention quickly, for the month of February, we have been documenting conversations with some notable St. Lucians in the diaspora, talking about their experiences in St. Lucia. They were all born in St. Lucia, so they would have spent some time there. So life in St. Lucia, life in the UK, the contribution they've made to the diaspora as well as St. Lucia. And we will be releasing them as part of our independence activity in February. And so the intention is to have it aired on NTN as well as on Calabash TV. And we also welcome other television stations to send us a request, and we'll be willing to share what we have.
Absolutely. Well, sounds like a plan to me. Well, I'm not going to pry any further. I'm going to wait for the release of those things. But certainly,
Another thing I want.
go
Sorry,
ahead. Go ahead,
Nina.
Angie. Go ahead.
So another conversation we had last year when our Olympian Julian Alfred visited the UK as on her ambassadorial duties, we held a conversation with her talking about her foundation and just giving her an opportunity to share about herself. Generally, the focus is on the fact that she's won this medal and she's been in Olympics, but there's still an individual behind her, and so that conversation was to bring out who she is,
Yeah.
what her interests are, what would she be doing if she wasn't running,
Right.
and the foundation and how that foundation, what she's hoping to achieve with the foundation. So that's also available on our YouTube page. It was aired on Calabash TV, and it should have been aired on NTN as well.
Right. These conversations, how vital are these conversations in bridging the gap or solidifying the connection between the St. Lucians here on the ground and those living in the UK?
I think it's important. It does a couple of things. One, it helps to raise the profile of St. Lucia within the UK, within the diaspora. Two, it allows people here and in St. Lucia to realize that things are being done outside of St. Lucia. So we're sharing it with everyone. And then just remaining connected, because when you live in a big city, it's very easy to lose your identity. So us being able to engage with the diaspora, to engage with these individuals, allows to keep that identity alive, and it allows for the sharing of what each other is doing.
Absolutely. And of course, that body is also available if someone is in the UK and they find themselves in any sort of difficulty as a St. Lucian. It is also a guide or a body that can help or assist in whatever way it can, in it.
Yes, so yes, they can always reach out to us and we can see how best we can assist. The conversation that will be released with staff members of the High Commission speaks to that, speaks to some of the issues that we see. It offers advice to persons who are traveling. And one critical advice that I can offer to persons at the moment is always ensure that you have a valid travel document.
Yes.
Most countries require that you have at least 6 months on your passport, so ensure that your passport is valid for that time. And another critical factor is ensure that you have the correct visa to travel to that country. But the conversation will provide even deeper information, I would say, on considerations and the work of the High Commission.
I like that. And the website and the YouTube is what? What are we searching?
So our website is www.stluciahcuk.org. And if persons wish to email us, they can email hcslu@govt.lc or inquiries at St. Lucia, so STHC, St. Lucia, hcuk.org.
Wow, definitely. Thank you so much, Angie, for clarifying, definitely raising the bar in terms of my knowledge where that was concerned. And I'm sure there's other viewers as well who would have welcomed that insightful laying out of, the mission of the High Commission. Deadline for you to meet, and I hope you're gonna listen. You gotta hurry up now. This year is about moving fast and moving forward. You see how January flying by? You cannot waste time. There's a deadline to meet on Sunday. All right, but I believe it's a really, really great initiative, very, very innovative. Of course, it's spearheaded again by the CDF. Let's find out about it. Happy New Year, love. Oh my, look at you all shining in the new year. Is you not ready for 26 at all?
No. I can never step into your shoes to be more ready.
Every time I try, I've been met with that. So it's about time I stop starting or leading with that conversation. Tracy, we are so honored again. Here we are back, kicking off another brand new year, and CDF just picking up running where they left off.
Oh yes, because all we want to do at CDF is ensure that we never forget about St. Lucian culture, we never forget about the artists, and we provide avenues and opportunities for them to shine.
Absolutely. Well said. Very simply, but profoundly put. And that is exactly what you guys have proven, especially last year. We saw so much initiatives, so much meaningful and impactful initiatives through the CDF, and I must commend you and your team for that as well. I mean, I don't sugarcoat things, but I have been around, and last year, even I got involved. I got a little certificate. Don't play with me. I'm going to show that's for another show. A whole feature on me. Certified. Right? We'll come into this in a while. But here we are again, and clearly it's been working. And clearly you guys are putting in the work. We're here again. Nobel Laureate is coming up. And CDF, definitely, you can't speak a Nobel Laureate festival or celebration and CDF don't get involved. Yeah,
Certainly not. Especially when of our Nobel Laureates is actually in the arts. Because we think about Derek's writing, but Derek was not just a writer, he was an artist. He was a playwright, he was a director, he's just a man of the arts.
Absolutely.
So for CDF, we have our lecture as usual, but this year we also have another feature, which is Walcott Expressions.
Oh my goodness.
Walcott Expressions is a chance for us to get other creatives involved, to say, how do you see Walcott? Interpret him in your own language, whether it be your dance language, your spoken word, your singing, you can draw a picture. And we've selected the poem, Love After Love.
Whoa. Where's the mastermind behind it? Because this is brilliant. This is absolutely brilliant.
I will pass on your regards to the team, because it was a team's thinking and brainstorming which came up with this. We said we want people to be more involved in Walcott. You know, sometimes we think of Walcott and we think, okay, this is university academics who are involved in this, and Walcott is not at our level. But as you start to go through his work, it's like you read the poem Love After Love, and every time I read it, it reminds me about self-awareness, love for self. And it's truly a moving piece that has been widely done. And we want to share it with some of St. Lucians who may not have actually experienced it before. So this poem, we're inviting everyone, if you want to send us a video, a photo of a painting you have done, which speaks to this poem, is inspired by this poem, send it in. And the winner of this competition, because this time, because we know it's the first time, we have a little competitive aspect to it, to get people who are not intrinsically motivated to participate. And we will be revealing that winner or at the night of the Nobel Laureates, the Derek Walcott lecture, sorry.
Oh my goodness.
So we invite the public to the lecture, not just to hear the great feature which will be presented, but also to know who won that Love After Life Walcott Expressions competition.
That's a brilliant, listen, that initiative is brilliant, because I'm hearing this, I'm seeing this, I'm visualizing the impact of this, because I've been hearing the conversation, I'm sure you've been hearing the conversation, I'm sure you've been hearing the conversation. We have a lot of conversation, people say, well, people are really in tune with our laureates, we don't really understand as a public, but what do we do? Because you can't rewrite history, you know, but clearly there was a gap. There was a gap in terms of connecting the regular person or the ordinary St. Lucian person to wanting to have an interest in these people. The academias, they will, because they understand it's part of them. But the normal St. Lucian, to get them involved, I think this is it right here. This is it right here. I mean,
I am pleased to hear, and I'm hoping that it's not just going to be, it's like people saying, hey, this is it right there, but they're actually going to get into it.
Yes.
Get into it so that we can know that this might just be an annual event.
Right.
So if it is, we take different pieces, we send it out, people start to think, maybe even next year, I want to participate in this, but I would like to see this poem. Because CDF is all about feedback. In fact, right now we have a training needs assessment survey going on. We're encouraging people, tell us what you want.
Right.
Because we want to respond to you in the way that you can understand.
Nice. Now, let's talk about, the interpretation piece. How does it work? Because you said send it in. So persons are going to be doing their pieces, sending it to your platform. When is the deadline? We've got a lot happening here. We need to know what's going on.
Okay. So the deadline for entries is actually on Sunday. Sunday midnight is the deadline for entries, because we want to get the chance for the judging panel to go for it, so that we can reveal it on the night of our lecture. And we just say, hey, you want to do a dance? In fact, what you'd find is with this poem, there are actually a few pieces on YouTube where people do dances to it. Okay. They have read it out. And we're not telling you to go make them because we know our people are creative in their own right. But go get inspiration. Do a dance. Sing a song. Record yourself.
Right.
Document yourself to reading out the poem. If you have done a visual arts piece, snap a photo of it.
Nice.
Send it to us. You can even use AI because we recognize that there are creative people who know how to use the technology to make it speak. So all of these entries, we're just looking for somebody who's going to then embody this work in a way that speaks to everyone on the judging panel.
Absolutely.
And you will win that coveted title of the first time winner of Expressions of Walcott.
I love it. Come, give me, where do we go again? Where do we send it to?
So you can log on to any of our social media platforms, whether it be Instagram, Facebook, or our website and get some more information on the competition. And you would send it to info@cdfstlucia.org, info, cdfstlucia.org. And we're accepting the entries. If you need more information, email us. Call us. We're just a phone call away. We're looking to hear any questions, any comments. How can we support you?
Absolutely.
If you even want to drop a physical copy, we welcome this as well.
I love this.
We just want to see your work featured, and this is an opportunity not just to celebrate Walcott, but to celebrate you, because during the lecture, this lecture is viewed by people globally. People log on because a lot of people respect Walcott's work.
Yeah.
So while they logged on globally, they will just be seeing your work going through on the slides in the background to show this is how St. Lucia appreciates and interprets Walcott.
Oh my God, this is brilliant. I have no other words. Tracy, I look forward to see how this is going to pan out, and I hope we could do a follow-up as well. Yeah, we need to do follow-ups. We're going to be doing a lot of follow-ups in the new year. Not just put things out there and do follow-up to how it actually went down, because this is a first-timer. Yeah. Right, so we look forward to that. Tracy, thank you.
And I'm happy for the follow-up, and I'd also like to just make one plea again for people. We have the Writers in the Spotlight, which is being hosted by the South Lewis Community College on the 28th. CDF presently has a call-out for authors. We know Sir Arthur had the call-out, but not everyone got the chance to actually respond. And we are all about representing people in the arts. So we are calling our writers who have a book which is published. You would like us to just showcase on our table? Come, drop it off. You will sign in for it, and we're going to showcase it on our table, because the whole vision of Sir Arthur in doing this national book fair is brilliant as well.
Absolutely
It
brilliant.
is a way to showcase again and safeguard our writers in terms of who is writing. Don French put out a list of books, and I was like, all of these books published by St. Lucians?
Yes.
So we know things are going out there and we're missing out. We're asking you to educate us and let us edify you as well as showcase your work.
Absolutely. Well, there you
So
go.
thank you, Maureen.
The call is out. Always
Thank
a
you so
pleasure.
much.
And the weekend is here, but again, we are not letting up. The promise you made to yourself to start getting a little bit more physical for your health, let's get that on the go. Here's Soca Size.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this morning's Soca Size session. Leading the wine, we have Sarah, Laurie, and Shani. Let's get ready to sweat with Soca Size. For this morning's workout, we will be doing a bacchanal warm-up routine to Balance Bati by WCK. Let's do this. 4, 3, 2, swing those hips. Four, 3, 2, hips going in a circle. 3, 2, 1, and 4, 3, 2, step and switch. 4, 3, 2, first side and 4, 3, 2, next side. Hey. 4, 3, down and up, hip. Let's go. 8, 8, 8, 8. Stroke back, squeeze it. Last one, side to side with the hip. Woo! Let's go. 4, 3, 2, circle. 4, 3, 2, step and. 4, 3, 2, switch. Hey! 4, 3, 2, foot side. Switch it. Hey! 4 more. 4, 3, hip down and up and. Stroke back, balance backsy. Let's go. 4 more. Side to side, hips. 4, 3, step and. 4, 3, 2, switch and. 4, 3, 2, first side. 4, 3, 2, next side. 4, 3, hip down and up and. Last one, push back. Let's go. Hey, hey, hey. 4 more. Hey, hey, hey. Roll the hips. 4, 3, 2, 1, and that's it. That was this morning's session. Thank you for choosing to flaunt with Soca Size. We hope that you're feeling sexy, sultry, and strong.
And there you go, guys. That's our show for this Friday. As you head on out into the weekend, until we back here again on Monday, I want to leave you with this. Your mood is not a strategy. Do the work. That is it. The end. Full stop. Period. Do the work. Enjoy your weekend, guys. Let's do this again on Monday, right here for another DBS This Morning.